Hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Claire.
And we are
Hi,
Jinx. And today's gin that we've got, I went on a little road trip to the north of England a couple of weeks ago and found something.
The seat of my ancestors.
What you talk about that? You talk about that whilst I have a little play with finding these.
Well, basically, my wonderful nana, who is responsible for the fact I was able to get my ancestry visa and therefore eventually my citizenship, is from Stoke-on-Trent. And so, thank you to Nana for being from Stoke-on-Trent. Thank you for Grandad from Christchurch hitting on Nana during the war and convincing her to marry him and move back to New Zealand. And thank you, Nana, for deciding to go. Basically, it's all wonderful because that is why I'm here now talking to you guys, and I'm very lucky.
What's brilliant is that you get all of the British heritage and you get a wicked accent. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's some of your most positive features. It's
yeah.
great. So we've got this great gin. So what in Stoke, there's a big industrial sort of history, but one of the things that is really indigenous here is the Staffordshire Oatcake, and these people at Moorland Pottery, they've been doing pottery and kind of dining out on the whole local industry for years, and they're like, why don't we make a gin? Apropos nothing at all.
Popular
they
and
do
trendy
pottery.
and
They were like, why don't we make a gin? So they made a gin, and they put them in the most beautiful bottles. Look at this.
Is that not absolutely stunning?
They fire the bottles all on. Make and fire the bottles all on site. I was so lucky because I got to go down. I was up in the area anyway, so I didn't get to go. I had to wander around, and it's a real labour of love. And I thought, I have to say, I was quite sceptical. I thought the gin would be quite rubbish because I thought it was, it's this kind of gimmick, local stuff. We do pottery.
Yeah, every man and his dog makes a gin now.
Oh my God.
It's delicious.
Well, we're gonna talk about how lovely it is right now. Should we get some shot glasses?
Yes.
See, we joke about Essex, but when we go to Claire's, we get the plastic ones. So when you come out to Essex, you get the glass. A real shot glass.
I haven't been living in the country as long. I haven't established a household. I don't know. I choose to invest my money in my gin rather than my glasses.
Whereas for me, it's all about what it looks like rather than what it tastes like. I'm all about appearances, right?
That's quite a substantial amount you've given me.
Well, exactly. We can pour it into a gin tea.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so
pour your leftovers in.
Oh my gosh, that smells divine.
You really get the oatiness and for want of a better word, like the glutinous quality of the oats mixed
in. Sort of cake batteriness.
Yeah, because you get vanilla, which is what builds that up as well. So it's quite a sweet mix, as it were. Let's have a go. See, I thought you wouldn't like this because you've got a very savoury palate.
Well, I don't normally like really sweet gins, but I think that if it's a really delicious and interesting product, it serves its purpose. And what this tastes like to me is like you've made a batter for oat biscuits and not yet cooked them.
Oh yeah, when you used to scrape out,
exactly.
you scrape out the end of the bowl.
The flour and the sugar and
yes, there's childhood memories of it, which links in because it is so about local community and memories and harking back.
And it's smooth as well.
So, should we make a little G&T out of it?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, pour this in and I'll top you. Well, we don't even need to top up, actually. We can just go
that's at it. Fine. I think I said earlier that this would be a really lovely afternoon tea gin. Have it with cake, scones.
How very British. But it's sort of interesting because Stoke, as a town in England, I hope people won't mind me saying, is quite maligned as a place. Like people, especially from the south, there's a bit of intra-racism towards Stoke as a place. But having been there, there's all of this culture and all of this heritage and history going on in the town, and it's beautiful. I saw some absolutely beautiful bits of architecture, even on the site where they make the pottery and stuff. It was really, really interesting, and it broke down a few preconceptions, I have to say. Should we just try it with some ice and then bang in tonic?
And then, and you can tell everyone what we garnish it with. With the ice, I just got hit in the face with,
makes it a bit less sweet.
Childhood baking day.
To make it a bit less sweet with the ice, do you think? To bring the to make it a bit more adult.
Yes.
Like there's a bit more of the alcohol in it and a bit less of the kind of oat and vanilla.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is no bad thing. I think that's fair to say.
And so what are we banging in as a garnish?
I'm in two minds, so you can choose. I think rose petals would work really well to balance off with the vanilla, or I actually think that pink peppercorns would work really well to add a little bit of...
Kind of want to go with some pink peppercorns.
Well, then let's do that. I think that's... Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you do pink peppercorns and why don't I do rose, and let's compare and contrast.
Talk about it. You know, because I am slightly the more savoury of the two of us.
Yeah. And also, I'm obsessed with rose petals.
Oh, I like a bit of savoury spice.
This is the only thing that makes Valentine's Day tolerable, really, is rose petals.
Yeah, I think you were saying the other day it's your favourite garnish, isn't it?
Oh, anything with rose in, like Turkish Delight, I'm all over it.
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah, and actually here with the petal, it takes away some of the sugar, which is weird because it adds a floral element. It takes away some of the sugar, so that's quite good. I suspect that will add a little bit more top on the flavour.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think
that's
rose
your one.
petals.
That's for you, and that's for me. I think definitely.
Yeah, rose petals, they make it slightly zingier. This one, I think it almost mellows it. Almost mellows the sweetness out a little bit, and just sort of. Yeah, it's a hearty and wholesome product, isn't it?
Which you wouldn't expect because on the nose it smells almost sickly sweet. Yeah. But then when you get into it, you dive in, you get a lot of depth, that oaty sort of that goodness, that feeling of when you have the bowl of porridge and initially you taste and smell all of the sugar and syrup on it, and then when you have it, you put it in your belly and you realise how good for you it is.
Yeah, and it tastes like it's going to feel good in your belly. That sort of thing.
So, were that to be the only gin that they make, turns out that there are several different ones. They do a smoked version of the gin, which Claire will be really into because you love a bit of smoked, don't you? I do. So should we have a go?
What are we banging over first? Smokie?
Yeah, let's smoke
Stokie Oatcake. Oh, didn't quite work today.
Nearly. Try saying that after about 11 drinks.
Why can't I open this?
We should have done that in advance, really, shouldn't we? Shall I do that?
You do that and I'll do it. I'll do the next one in advance.
So there's different... This one's Smokie. They have all sorts of heat processes in the pottery. I wanted to say distillery, but of course it's not really a distillery. Or the pottery is the big thing. But so therefore there's a lot of resource.
That's a cute noise.
Sounds like me doing
some
singing. Sounds like me doing some singing warming up. There's a lot of resources with which to smoke things. Claire loves her smoky notes.
I do.
And it's still got that sweetness to it on the nose, but it definitely it sort of smells aged. Smells aged like a sweet whiskey. Have a go on the nose of that.
Yeah, you're right. Or yeah, exactly like an aged.
I don't think we would make a gin and tonic with something that these are clean.
Oh, these clean ones.
Yeah. So let's just try this neat and see what we think.
Will this be a sipping one, like another sort of some of the aged gins that we have just with a bit of ice and a little bit of garlic?
Yeah, exactly that. So let's just try it. See, that's clever because you get the smoke, but it's faithful to the sweetness of the original gin. It's not overly smoked.
Yeah.
There's a light sort of.
So this is like you're eating your oats by a wood fire.
Yeah, warm. It's like savoury oats. You know, like people make like porridge in the same way that they make risotto now.
Yeah.
I've seen that as a savoury version. Just savouries it up a bit.
Oh, yeah, I like this heaps.
It's a gorgeous one. Keep your glass because this one's the cousin. I think this is good. We go with the next one, and this is called. It's a brilliant name. Bottom Knocker. Do you know why it's called Bottom Knocker?
Something to do with the process of the pottery, right?
Very good. So
I already asked him. I'm cheating.
You shouldn't have told it. You come across as really clever.
I'm really clever.
You are really clever. So what they do when they make the pots, they use a wooden club sort of thing. Basically, it's like a mortar from a pestle and mortar to bang out the bottom of the pot. And so that's made of wood usually, and so in tribute to that, they've made this incredibly woody, even more smoky, but specifically wood chip feel element to this gin, which hopefully will be even more sort of savoury. I'm
really excited about it.
Let's go in here because I think
just a little bit.
Just a weebs.
Look at the colour on that as well.
Yeah, it's very satisfying.
Quite golden.
Very, very satisfying, isn't it?
Again, it's got that distinctive, It's
got sweetness still on the
oat
nose.
biscuity.
But it's like balances. Well, you know what oats? You can get different types of oat biscuits, can't you? You can get the really sweet ones. You can get...
Oh, that's nice as well. Yeah. It's woody.
It's the same level of sweet savoury. It's probably got the same pH. It's just a bit woodier rather than smokier. It's more like live wood rather than smoke.
Yeah.
So it's just a little different sort of take on the same sort of palate balance.
But it's lovely. Again, I feel like this would almost be a sipper just over ice, bit of garnish.
What I'm loving about this is that I just expected Claire to hate this, if I'm honest, because you basically are quite savoury with your flavour palette. And
with gins, yes, but in life, I do like... I mean, gosh, I love to... I make a thing called Phyla Brownie, and, I...
Sounds a bit naughty.
It does sound naughty, but it's not, I promise. It's very PG brownie. It's called Phyla Brownie because all of us make it.
They are delicious.
But I love to, get that wooden spoon and eat all of the remnants in the bowl after I've put it in the oven. It's absolutely delicious. So, something that tastes like that in a drink... Maybe that's the next step. Maybe we need to find like a brownie batter gin.
When I was growing up, we used to call it minesweeping, but I think that's probably a bit politically incorrect now. So probably not go
right.
with that.
For the purposes of time, YouTube time limits and all that, we've got one more to try.
Two.
Oh god.
Two more. We will try this, but let's skip over it a little bit. This is Pikelet gin.
It's a race.
So Pikelet is another type of bit of Staffordshire bakery. And it's sweet. Sometimes they've got fruit in as well. They're like little cakes. I suppose they're not a million miles away from a Welsh cake.
Yeah, I had pikelets in New Zealand. They're sort of I know what you mean.
They're not a million...
between a pancake and a Welsh cake.
Right. So this is going to be the sweetest of the lot.
Okay.
So.
Vite. Right, don't give me too much.
I didn't. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're right. That's sort of the gin liqueur version. You'd almost pour that on your pikelets.
See, that's interesting because I don't get the sweetness till a lot later. A bit of dried fruit in it, which I like.
Agreed.
A little bit of sweet spice. That's actually very interesting. I've given it a bit of a disservice by banging it in.
I like it.
Yeah. That's almost like your Christmas gin.
Or your hot cross bun gin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like that with a cheese board.
Yeah.
So this actually...
You're right, it's got that slight butteriness to it.
Butteriness, that's very good. So that more than the sweetness actually. So this is a great product. I picked it up because I wanted to not pick up everything. I wanted to pick up everything.
Less obviously oaty, that one, and more sort of,
Sweet spicy, yeah. Should you bang that back over?
I'll bang that back over and you talk about this.
This is called Potter's Ruin. So a nice take on the Mother's Ruin thing. 53 because it's 53%. So this is a bad
apparently it's going to ruin us.
Yeah, it's going to ruin the Potters, not the Mothers. Let's
ruin the gin bloggers.
Let's potentially make a G&T out of this.
Okay, but we need to be quick.
Maybe not then.
Yeah, probably. We can always do another episode on it later.
So basically, this is the same as the original, but stronger. So I figured this would be the one that you might really like, actually, but it might ruin you.
Oh yeah. Ooh. So it's like the original gin, but with the tongue meltiness of a navy and more of a kick, which makes it less sweet.
And that's your sort of area, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna bung that in my original G&T, I think.
I think so. Should we just pop it in?
Yeah.
Hiya. Because I'm pretty much assured it's the same process, but just with a little bit less water. Yeah. So that's safe to do. It brings out different characteristics, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, that is lovely.
So that's the one if you think the idea of oats and vanilla might be a wee bit sweet for you, this is the one to go for. Congratulations, Moorland Pottery. They've managed to stumble somehow upon an absolute genius of a gin.
Yeah,
and
excellent. All of them.
And this shape bottle is very iconic of the area. Like all of the mills are that shape. You can see they've drawn it on like that. It's like that. So they've really invested in the kind of spirit of it in the local area. So get down there. It's on the outskirts of Stoke, about 2 miles from the train station, and really get onto this lovely, beautiful gin. We love it.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Beautiful.
Cheers.
Cheers, Nana.